Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Behind me you see is this incredible statue that I took a picture of some time ago and I put it out in my community page. So let me come closer guys and show you. This is, I don't think this is Archangel Michael, this is actually Saint George, the patron of Moscow. Incredible statue at the front of this monastery right here. You can see such a beautiful place, and let me show you the name of it because I don't know exactly how to translate. It's Hram right here. My Russian viewers, please type in and translate what is this beautiful place. So guys, I don't want to record here because it's a place for prayers, and I think this gentleman was already checking what am I doing here, but I think a lot of tourists come to take a picture of this place. So I will be doing my best, trying to walk and talk at the same time and read you the news. So Biden has spoken. He came back from the underworld. Sometimes I wonder who really runs this world, who runs the United States. Is it the Simpsons? I mean, not just US, the world, the Simpsons, right? Because for some reason, they are always able to predict what is coming, like Kamala Harris' jacket and her pearl necklace. Not to even mention that the jacket that was shown in the Simpsons movie was exactly of the same color as Kamala was wearing. So hey, who writes the script to this crazy movie we are watching? But I will start today with Biden, and I'm not gonna read you the entire speech, which I was trying to watch all the way to the end, and I have to be honest with you, I couldn't because it was just painful. But I have few points to bring to you what he said. Well, he was able to express it somehow to a certain degree. And then we will go to G7 and stealing Russian money. Some statements about this, and then we will have a great article from TASS and what Maria Zakharova, my favorite lady, has just said yesterday on July 24th about the potential of peace. Those talks with Zelensky, and she actually expressed it, as always, straight to the point. So today, if the video is a little bit shaky, because I'm trying to focus, no cars, flipping the pages in a second, please be understanding and hit this like if you appreciate the content. It really helps a lot. Biden addresses the nation yesterday. The creature of Biden, I don't know if it was actor number 1, actor number 2. I don't think it was AI yesterday. Maybe parts of that video was AI, but he himself, it was one of the options I think they have on standby. So I don't know how long he will be able to continue that performance. Actually, my first question here before I start with the bullet points again, do you think he will be able to make it in the next 6 months, or somehow, some way, they will remove him from this position, from this role? So guys, I am the first president in this century to report to the American people that the United States is not at war anywhere in the world. I will repeat this again because some of you haven't heard him saying this, so let me tell you that Biden says, I am the first president in this century to report to the American people that the United States is not at war anywhere in the world. I will read you the statements first, some of those, and then we will do a little fact check. How about this? Pretty much everything he says, you have to flip it on the other side and reverse it. And he continues, we will keep rallying the coalition of proud nations to stop Putin from taking over Ukraine and doing more damage. We will keep NATO stronger, and I will make it more powerful and united than any time in our history. And the last statement is, border crossings are lower today. Actually, no, I have a few more. Border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office. I mean, this is like below the belt, right? But let's go there. There is a quiet spot. So, border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office. And the last one, I think, that I have, which is, all right, let me just read this before I comment later. I have kept my commitment to appoint the first black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. And I also kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America and to be the president of all Americans. So maybe I should start with the last statement because it's easy for me. When he said it first, I thought, does he mean the United Colors of Benetton, or he means this is like the most sarcastic, stupid joke ever. I also kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America. It doesn't look like America to anyone, I think. Or what does it look like? So let's get to the place where I can sit a little bit away from the noise. But I have to tell you, it makes me lately a little bit tired, so I might be moving to a different location for some time. So guys, let's continue here. Now, how much truth is in what Biden just said? All right, so the creepy Joe. He also called Kamala Harris experienced, tough and capable. I will just leave it here without a comment. Fact check. The United States is currently in 4 active wars that were approved by Congress, 2 different wars in Yemen, 1 in Syria and 1 in Somalia. And of course, we have to add war number 5, that is Ukraine. This is the war against Russia, funded by a lot of countries, a lot of taxpayers. So there you have this. How the border looks like. Okay, he said it's, let me read this again because I already forgot the lies. He said that border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office. So some statistics, everyone. Crossing borders. In 2020, there was around 400,000 people that crossed the borders. Sorry for the noise, but it is what it is. In 2021 was 2.2 million. So when he already was the president, okay? In 2021 was 2.2 million. So we have more than 5 times higher number. In 2022 was over 2 million. And now we already have 2 million. In 2023, 2 million. So let's like, I mean, this is reported. Probably it's much more than this. The same like with the refugees from Ukraine coming into Poland, okay? That was the same story. So this is what Biden said. I'm not going to attach the link from his performance at the White House because it's just like, yeah, let's not lower our energy anymore than necessary. We all know the spiel, Simpsons run the world. So G7 so far has no decision on use of frozen Russian assets. The article from TASS, Tokyo, July 25th, that is today, the G7 countries have not yet made a decision on the issue of using frozen Russian assets to support Ukraine. Japanese finance minister, I will absolutely mispronounce here, so to all the Japanese viewers, if there are any, apologies. Shunichi Suzuki, I know. Shunichi Suzuki told reporters. He said, "No decisions were made this time and we will continue discussions." The Kyoto news agency quoted him as saying after the meeting of the heads of the finance ministries and central banks of the G7 countries in Rio de Janeiro. So here TASS goes through this, which I think is really cool. Let's read this because it's a recap. It's a short summary of the amount of money that they want to steal, the Russian assets. The EU, so the European Union, Canada, United States and Japan frozen about $300 billion in Russian assets after the start of the special military operation. Of those, about $5 to $6 billion are in the United States, and most of them are in Europe, including on the international platform Euroclear in Belgium that has 210 billion stored there. It's very noisy here today, sorry guys. The leaders of the G7 countries at a summit in Italy on June 13th reached an agreement on the allocation of $50 billion to Ukraine at the expense of profits from frozen Russian assets until the end of 2024. Russian President Vladimir Putin said on June 14 that by stealing Russian assets, the West is taking another step toward destroying the system they themselves created, which for many decades ensured their prosperity and allowed them to consume more than they earned. According to him, to Putin, it is becoming clear to all countries and companies, sovereign funds and their assets and reserves are far from safe, both in the legal and economic sense. So there you have it. They still haven't decided when and how they will steal it. To this article, you find the link down below this video in the description box. And now, let's go to my favorite lady, Maria Zakharova, and she makes some comments about the peace talks with Zelensky. So, from yesterday, from TASS, July 24th, Moscow doesn't trust Kiev regime when it comes to potential talks, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation has stated. Maria Zakharova said Zelensky and his patrons want to make another attempt to promote the so-called peace formula, which they are unsuccessfully trying to literally force on everyone, to involve as many countries as possible in its discussion under false pretenses. Quoting here Maria Zakharova, let me see, is it the quote? Yes, Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky can't be trusted when he talks about possible negotiations with Russia along the lines of some peace plan. That's what Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said. And she says this, maybe I should use this in the title of this video, we'll see. No one has any faith in him, she said at the news conference. Everyone understands perfectly well, perfectly well that this is a man who can twist anything. I like how, you know, they just say things without like sugarcoating. This is the man who can twist anything, who can lie, who can abandon everything, as he abandoned even his own people, literally throwing the people of Ukraine on some sacrificial, right? Sacrificial, that's how you say, sacrificial altar. So here, you remember a few months ago when Putin made the statement about those blood-hungry vampires? This is another statement pointing at this demonic, evil, satanic blood rituals, because we know this is the human sacrifice in Ukraine. It is. It's a human sacrifice. I think there are many aspects to it. There's aspect about human harvesting, human trafficking, organ harvesting, and blood rituals and blood sacrifice. So there are many layers to this situation. It's just my opinion. I'm sure many of you agree with this, so you can put in the comments down below. But Maria Zakharova has pointed it sacrificial, that's how you say, right? Some sacrificial altar. Nothing has been done by anyone, not by Zelensky, not by his administration or other branches of government, not by Western handlers, to resign, I think I said it correctly, resign the law banning Ukraine from negotiating with Russia. We hear a lot of words, but we basically do not see any deeds. Well, except for the fact that Zelensky continues to massacre Ukrainian citizens. Maybe this is good for the title. Maria Zakharova says that Zelensky continues to massacre Ukrainian citizens. And who can object this statement? Nobody. Right? Nobody. Zakharova said Zelensky and his patrons want to make another attempt to promote the so-called peace formula, which they are unsuccessfully trying to literally force on everyone, to involve as many countries as possible in its discussion under false pretense. And a little more, there is nothing new in the intention of the Kiev regime and its Western handlers, one might say, to rehabilitate themselves for the failed so-called peace summit. The diplomat continued. We understand, Maria Zakharova says, that these attempts will continue. Behind this are the desires to improve the dead-end Zelensky formula on a wide range of countries. Here she goes into the connection with the United States presidential election. Zelensky's unexpected plausibility, I don't know this word, guys, so excuse me, plausibility, I think you say, about possible peace talks with Russia could also be linked to the US election, Zakharova said. Look how he immediately started calling Trump after the assassination attempt, and also after a number of experts suggested that actions by the Kiev regime's extremists against or in connection with the US elections were not ruled out. That's what she said. Exactly, straight to the point. We all know the spiel, how this looks like. And now, guys, I have, again, the link to this article will be down below the video in the description box. Now I have 2 comments from the solo video that I have posted the day before yesterday, because yesterday I had a live stream with Lynette Zeng. It was about the money, the community, the preparation for what is coming in the financial crash in the world. So if you haven't seen this, this was the first time I connected with Lynette on my channel, and some of you actually put in the comments down below that you have been watching her for a long time, so I'm glad that you are happy with her being a guest. So guys, the comments are from the solo video from 2 days ago, which I recorded in Tsaritsino, and in that video I was talking about the director of Secret Service, Chittle, right? Kimberly Chittle, I think that was her name, that sounded like cheater, that actually resigned the very same day when I was recording this video. And the comments go from Kabuti. I have walked into the Home Depot with my little Italian greyhound, Body, that's the name of your dog. Hello to Body, by the way. I'm a dog lover. And the greeter asked, is that a service dog? I said yes, Secret Service. Thank you for your comment. The second one is from Roger Boniface. If I mispronounce your name, apologies. Oh, this is in relation to Kamala Harris, that was nominated, well, took over Biden no longer running the presidential race, so she will be the candidate now, right? A fried egg has more chance of being a chicken than Kamala becoming president. We're gonna hear a lot about Kamala now, a lot. So, yeah, like I always say, buckle up, because July, it's a very intense month. To those of you who care about energy and astrology and things of that, we just had a full moon in Capricorn. So some of you might be experiencing some sensations in your body that are not pleasant, because we are cleaning the mess, and this is a big mess, everyone. With this being said, make sure to check your subscription, hit this like, leave the comments down below. Thank you for sharing the videos. Also, thank you for ordering my book that I collaborated on with Scott Ritter, covering Ukraine, the Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of Anya Kay. Hopefully one day I can give this back as a gift to someone very special here in this country. I think that person will appreciate this collaboration. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, AniaK_44, to see more of Moscow, and I will be going probably to the next location very soon. Need some break, to be honest. And yeah, what else? Join my mailing list. There is also locals community if you would like to support my work. You can do it by donation or by becoming the member of this channel for like $2.90 I think per month. Lots of love, everyone. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity, and I see you in another video. Bye guys.